Wow, it's so beautiful outside. I love the snow. Let's go swimming. Oh yeah, this is swimming season. Oh, it's actually not that bad.
Okay, hey, that was 2 seconds. Hey, that's really cold. Hey, that's a lot more colder than I thought it was.
No, I'm not doing that. We're changing the video idea. We're doing something else.
Oh gosh, I'm cold. I'm so cold.
I came all the way out here. You go swimming.
Okay, I just dived in snow. Calm down.
swim.
You're
Go
fine.
swim, baby.
That was cold. I'm getting a headache. We're going back inside.
Do you like my coat?
I don't care about your coat right now. I have hypothermia. I'll just do like a baking video or something.
Yeah, I wasn't joking about the baking part. Today, we're gonna make chocolate chip cookies instead of swimming out in the snow because that is favorable than losing my hands and feet. So I just found a random recipe on Google. Alright, so I scoured the internet for a recipe that actually told me the measurements because every single recipe that's online doesn't have the measurements. I just preheated the oven to 350 degrees and we're going to start with butter. It says melt the butter, but it's already pretty soft. And I don't think it needs to be melted. So we need to get a half a cup of white sugar and a fourth a cup of light brown sugar. We don't discriminate, so all colors are the same. Oh, that's crunchy. Ooh, yummy. We're putting this in the microwave because it's supposed to soften it, and that's a rock. Oh gosh. In my middle school, there was a home economics class that I took. I was like so excited and we got a pancake recipe. I couldn't tell the abbreviations from teaspoon and tablespoon. So I, instead of putting a teaspoon of baking powder, I put a tablespoon, which is quite a bit larger than 1 teaspoon. And I fed it to my mom, and she said, "They're really good." And I said, "Really?" And she said, "No, they're really salty. What did you do?" I said, "Well, I followed the recipe." "Are you sure you can't eat them?" And she's like, "No, I can't eat them. They're really salty. You probably did something wrong." And I ate them and I'm like, wow, these are horrid. I just wasted all of those ingredients. And she told me, she was like, "Well, how much baking soda or salt did you use?" And I was like, "Well, it said to use a tablespoon." And she said, "Let me see." And she was like, "Honey, that doesn't say tablespoon. That says teaspoon. You added a lot more than you should have. These pancakes are not edible. You should throw them away." Alright, that's it. I'm using my hands. A couple years back, my family and I went to Florida on vacation. And for some reason, my little sister would bring bagels into our hotel room. And she would save them for later, but she didn't like to eat cold bagels. So she would put them in the microwave, and every single time, the fire alarm would go off. She got yelled at a lot. All right, next we have 1 teaspoon of vanilla and 1 egg. Hang on. Beat on low speed until incorporated, 15 seconds or so. All right, if you beat the egg for too long, the cookies will be stiff. I actually didn't know that, which is probably why my cookies are always pretty much like rocks by day 2. That's so. Oh, we got some eggshells in there. Does that like provide nutrition, or do I take them out? Sure has like extra proteins. One and a half cups of all-purpose flour. So 6 of these. Okay, 1/2. Okay. There was one time I had a crush on 2 guys, and I was in 2nd grade. I had a crush on 2 guys, and I wrote a note to one of them because both of these guys I was friends with. And I wrote a note to one of them saying like, oh, do you think we should get together? Because everybody ships us, like, and by everybody, I mean my friends that knew I had a crush on him. So I sent him this note, and it was basically like, oh, everybody ships us, do you think we should get together? And he wrote back no. So I was like, yeah, I was just like, I thought it was stupid, you know, I you know, yeah, whatever. And the other guy that I had a crush on was friends with him. And when he told me, he was like, hey, do you have a crush on this guy? And I was like, what? No. That's just, no, people just like said that we'd be good together. And I was just like, oh, that's so funny. Like, imagine. Guys, this dope. Alright, for these cookies, I'm gonna use dark chocolate chips. Because dark chocolate chips are better than regular chocolate chips. And I'll die on that hill. Anyways. I don't know if anybody else is like this, but I was one of those kids where my parents, they would like complain about their health. They'd be like, oh, you know, just wait till you're older, you won't be able to eat all those Reese's cups, or do whatever, like your back's gonna start to hurt. And I was literally thinking, I was like, I'm never going to get sick of chocolate and sugar and stuff like that. Like, that's gonna be purely my diet, just anything sweet. And I'm never gonna get back problems, and everything's gonna be perfect, and my eyesight's never gonna get worse. And now I'm here with scoliosis and depreciating eyesight, so karma really got me there. Alright, we got this really gross pan that we're gonna use. Not pure, alright? I'm gonna put sheets over it. I'm not a heathen. I thought hydroplaning was a fish on her period for a long time. But come on. If you don't know what hydroplaning is, what would be your wild guess what hydroplaning is? Hydro, water. Planing? I don't know. It sounds like a mood swing. Oh, she's planing. Hydroplaning. Fish on her period, alright? What do fish do on their period? Do they have periods? They don't, because they have eggs, don't they? I feel really stupid. Want some cookie dough? I need to really put it. They're still kind of doughy in the middle. I know, I'd rate these like a 3 out of 5. Anyways, I'm gonna close off today. I've had a headache ever since that snow jump. Subscribe if you want to. If you don't, then I guess you're on my death note.